Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please do click the subscribe button. I really appreciate all the support. I'm so excited to be doing an extreme labelling organisation session, and I'm starting today with my spice drawer and then also going on to sort of my essentials in my pantry. So excited today because my DYMO Label Maker arrived and I'm going to be let loose with it in the kitchen and just doing some extreme labelling. So I thought I'd start with my spice drawer because I've got so many spices and I've got duplicates of stuff, and I just think it will be a really great way of just making all my spices look really nice in the same jars and then label them up so that it all sort of looks really nice. So I bought these bottles from Ikea and then some were actually from Amazon, and I'm trying to use as much as possible in terms of what I have already at home because we're currently in lockdown and I don't really want to be going out to the shops to buy organisation storage containers like this. So I'm going to just use these ones. I think they're really good. They also have a seal so they'll keep the spices nice and fresh. So yeah, that's a win-win. I buy all my spices in bulk, so I've always got an overload of spices, and I usually just store them in these jars which were given to me. And as I say, when the shop's open and lockdown is over, I will actually look into buying some storage jars which are all the same, because I just think that stacking jars like this in a row actually looks nicer. So just from an aesthetic point of view, I can always change these jars, but for the moment I'm quite happy with how they are and I can live with them. So I'm going to be labelling these ones up, and then also I've got some essential pantry items that I'm going to be labelling up. And again, the containers are a bit of a mismatch, but in the future I'm going to look at trying to get a complete set of one jar so that it all looks really nice. I've never really used this before and I'm a little bit scared actually, but I think it's quite straightforward. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go, and I hope you enjoy this kitchen organisation extreme labelling session. I hope that you guys can label with me or watch and enjoy, and if you have any comments I'd love to know, so please drop them below. So here goes. I'm actually really excited to be doing this, and I can't believe I'm finally sorting out all my spices. So these are LG, which is like an Indian spice, and they're really just good for any sort of curries or even just adding to your milk or having a chai latte. So yeah, I'm just adding these in sort of one by one as you can see. And then I've just got some star anise and I'm just adding those to the jar as well. I've actually just accumulated so many of these, and yeah, I'm going to fill up this small jar, but I've actually got a massive jar of these as well, so I'll have to keep adding and topping this one up. And these are, I think these are cinnamon actually, and then you can just grate them down. So that's the first three done, and I'm actually finding this process really therapeutic. It's just so nice to finally get my spice drawers like really organised, and yeah, just try and get them all into the same sort of type of bottles so they all look really nice aesthetically. the mess is definitely worth it. So these spices were actually part of a set that I got, and they would be displayed on your kitchen counter, but I don't like having things on my kitchen counter, and because I've got a dedicated cupboard for my spices, I'm just like so relieved in a way that I can just store them in these bottles and then have them all in the same sort of area. Let me know if you're one of these spice sort of hoarders like me. I seem to just collect and accumulate so many different spices, and yeah, I don't know where all of these spices have all come from, but I mean, they are really handy and they make any sort of dish taste even better. So yeah, I guess that's a bonus. Just topping up my Indian spice tray. So this is something that my mum gave me when I first moved into university, and you can get these at any sort of like Indian grocery stores. They're really cheap, and actually they're so convenient because when you're making a curry, you can just literally just get that tray out and it's got all the spices there for you, like it all in one, so you don't have to be trying to find different spices. So yeah, I'm just topping that up so that I can use that more often. Now for the scary part of trying to get this to work. I'm so shocked at how easy this was to use. It's so user friendly. All you have to do is turn the dial at whatever letter that you want, and then you just press the handle to make the stamp, and then you just turn the dial at the bit where it has a scissors logo, and then you can just cut the label and stick. And they're all sort of sticky labels, so they come off really easily, and yeah, I think they look amazing. What do you guys think? So I chose to go with the black labels because they look really nice aesthetically, but they also do blue and red, and then they also have white labels as well, which you could use, and I think the white ones would actually look really nice as well. But I think in my kitchen, because we have a lot of like black accessories, I've opted for the black labels, and yeah, they're just looking really nice now that I've got quite a lot of them on the go. I am actually finding this process really therapeutic. I know I've done about 100 of these bottles now, and yeah, it might look like I've been at this for hours, but actually this has been such a nice process, and I'm finally really relieved that I'm getting these organized once and for all. So I've also decided that these small bottles I'm going to keep as they are, and I'm just going to use the labels on them because I think they look pretty nice. And I've also run out of the other glass bottles, and the reason why I thought I'd keep these ones is because they're actually made of glass rather than plastic, and I'm trying to sort of not use too much plastic at the moment and just try and swap things for glass if I can. And that is the last one that I do, and yeah, I can't wait to stack these up into my drawers. So I purchased this spice rack tray that you can see here, which is like on a wire, and it's actually really good because it fits perfectly into my cupboard, and it stacks up 3 of these rows, and it's just perfect. Please do remember to click the like button and the subscribe button if you're enjoying this video. I'm just lining up all my spices into my top section of the cupboard and just making sure that everything fits in nicely. But as you can see, I can fit another 3 rows of spice jars here, so it's just a perfect match. I'm so happy with the final spice cupboard, and I can't believe that all those bottles that I had kept for quite a while were all being able to be reused. And now I'm on to just labeling some pantry items which I've got, and these are all my sort of spices that I've bought in bulk, and I'm just labeling up the jars. So these are the jars that were given to me, and I haven't had time to go to the shops and look for other sort of pantry labeling organizers. So I'm just reusing what I've got because I think it's fine to live with. So I'm really loving my label maker at this point. It's just made so many of my items just look so much more better. And if you're wondering where I got it from, I purchased it on Amazon, and I can link it below if you would like to purchase one. I've also bought another one as well, but that one I'm going to use for my wardrobes and other sort of organizing spaces, because that has different fonts and I can use a white label aesthetic for that one. So I will link both below, and yeah, you can definitely just buy one on Prime and start labeling. So this is my final jar, and honestly this is such an addictive label maker. As you can see, I've just stacked up all my spices back where they belong, and yeah, I'm really absolutely loving the way that they look. And I'm just displaying the kitchen essentials now that I've labeled up as well. And I'm going to also see if I can maybe use this label maker around the kitchen on other items that I've got in my pantry, and also like the baskets that I've got below as well, just to make everything look really nice. But for now, I think this has just made my kitchen and my pantry just look so much better.